Hello crocheters, welcome to Crazy Cool Crochet. In this project we are working up a wrap or a shawl, whatever you want to call it, and I'm using these gorgeous fall colors from Lion brand in Heartland. This is a number 4 yarn, and this lighter color is called Grand Canyon, and then the browner color is Mammoth Cave. And we are going to use an H or an 8 or a 5mm hook. Okay, now we are going to start with a chain of 231. This is the long side, working our way up in rows, and we are going to do rows in the darker color of single crochets and then the lighter color in half doubles. So for the single, we're going to start in the second chain from the hook, and we will work 230 single crochets. So that's just a single crochet in each chain. Insert the hook, pull the yarn through for 2 loops on the hook, bring the yarn through both loops, and that's your single crochet. So we will continue with singles all the way across, and you will do this for 6 rows. As we are working on that first row of single crochets, take care that your chain is not getting twisted along the way. Always make sure that the chain is facing the right way. Don't let it twist on you. Also, while I've got you here, please subscribe. Just click on that little red button down below. That would be extremely helpful to me. Right now, crazycoolcrochet.com and Crazy Cool Crochet here on YouTube, and my Etsy shop is my only source of income. I also encourage you to watch the video all the way through before you start the project. That way you know exactly what to expect, or in case I might have forgotten something and then I bring it up later, you want to make sure that you've seen all that first. We're at the end of that first row of single crochets at the last 2 stitches or last 2 chains. So we'll go ahead and enter the last 2 single crochets. Chain 1 and turn, and then we will continue. Now you're going to want to stop at that point and count your stitches. Make sure you are at 230, and that's going to be the count for the entire project for every row. Okay, so now we will start in the first space. You are entering the hook under the 2 strands that form a chain at the top. As you can see, if you turn this over, looks like a chain. The hook goes under the 2 strands for the single. Just continue like that for the entire row. When you get to the end, you will enter the last single crochet in the turning chain. And there's the 2 strands. You'll enter your 230th single crochet in there. Chain 1, turn, and repeat. And you will do this for a total of 6 single crochet rows. Now we're at the end of that 6th row of single crochets, and we are going to attach the lighter color. So we're going to start the last single crochet, pull the yarn through, keep your 2 loops on the hook, and now we'll pick up the next color to complete that last single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now we'll be working in half doubles, starting with the first space. Three loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through all 3 loops. That's a half double. Okay, grab your yarn through the next space. Pull the yarn through. 3 loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through all 3, and that's a half double. And that's what we're going to do all the way across. And of course, we're still going under the 2 strands. Missed it. And when you get to the end of the row, just like before, you will enter the last half double in that turning chain, chain 2, turn, and continue. We're at the end of that second row of the lighter color, and I want to show you how we are bringing the original color up along the edge. So just go under that darker color, grab your yarn for the current color, do your 2 chains, turn. Now you're carrying the yarn up along the edge. This way when we go to change colors again to the darker color, it will be right there with you where you need it. So now we just continue. Okay, so you would have worked 6 rows of the darker color and 8 rows of the lighter color. And then you will complete 6 sets of the lighter color. And 7 sets of the darker color all together. Okay, now when you get to the end of the darker color on your last row, go ahead and tie it off, leave a good sized tail. So you're going to want to weave that in at the end to hide it. And then to complete this, we are going to do a border. Now, as we're working the border along the edge, and we're working along the edge with the yarn that you carried over, so that will be the perfect opportunity to hide it all. Right now it looks like a mess, but it will all be hidden. It's going to be gorgeous at the end. Now you're going to do both edges with that border. Okay, so what we're going to do, and you should still have that lighter color yarn because you've been carrying it up along the edge. So insert the hook in that last dark stitch there. Pull it through, 1 loop on the hook, chain 2. Now we're going to do the same 8 rows of the lighter color in the half doubles, only now we're going along the edge. And you're only going to enter them as evenly spaced as possible. I'm not going to give you an actual count. So just go along the edge. Just like that. And again, that's for 8 rows. And then when you're finished with that 8th row, you can go ahead and cut off that yarn, the light color, attach the darker color again, and then we're going to finish it off with the 6 rows of the dark. And that'll match the pattern, going in the opposite direction, which is going to be a really cool border. Okay, now I want to let you know that this throw, I'm going to call it a throw rather than a shawl, it's actually going to be quite large, and it's really big on me. I'm really tiny. I'm like 4'11" on a good day, 93 pounds usually. So on me, this is going to be quite huge. So I think I'm going to use it as an Afghan, but that's how versatile this is going to be. And I want to talk a little bit about the yarn. I absolutely am in love with this Lion brand Heartland. I've used it on several of my patterns, and I'll leave links down below. Those where I bought the yarn, so you can just go directly online and order it. I do highly recommend that this is the yarn that you use. This Heartland yarn, and this is not a sponsored post, I just really love this yarn. For a number 4 worsted weight, a lot of times it'll be itchy or stiff. This is soft and so comfortable. And the color itself, it doesn't translate well on video, but when you hold a skein, you'll see the variation in color is very, very subtle. It's barely noticeable, but you'll know as soon as you look at the skein that there's something different about this yarn, and it's just gorgeous. So again, go ahead, go through my link, and I would highly suggest that you purchase this exact yarn. It's so gorgeous. Now for the absolute finishing touch, you want to add some fringe. And the look that we're going for here is very dense and very short. So let me show you first of all how to create the fringe. Now the easiest way is just to wrap it around your 4 fingers splayed as many times as you want. I usually go for 10 or 20 times around. And then cut the bottom strand and then the rest of them. Then you will take 2 strands at a time, fold them over, use a hook a little bit smaller than what you've been using. Decide which is going to be the right side and the wrong side for you. Insert the hook. We're going into each space. Like I said, we want a dense look. Okay, take the yarn that's been folded in half, put it on the hook, bring it through the space. Bring up a loop long enough to fit the 4 strands of yarn. Bring them through. There's your knot. Just pull this up to secure it with that knot. So you're going to be entering them in each space. Then when you're all done, you're going to cut the strands, obviously so that they're even. And to achieve the look that you want for this project, you've got to go pretty short. Okay, so I would leave about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And use sharp scissors. It might work out better for you to put something up against here and then cut. You'll get a more straight edge there. But that's the look that we're going for.